Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Nearly a year after the pandemic caused academic institutions across the nation to close their classrooms, we're seeing just how dramatically higher education has changed. Joining me is Lisa Malat, president of Barnes & Noble Education, to discuss College 2030, the inaugural Future of Higher Education report from Barnes & Noble Education. Lisa, it's great to meet with you again. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Happy to be here.
Briefly tell us about Barnes & Noble Education.
Sure. Barnes & Noble Education really sits at the intersection of education, technology, and retail. So we are in a really interesting position to be able to take the pulse on what's happening in the market and be able to share back those insights to our higher education partners as they look to evolve their models.
What's behind the College 2030 report?
Well, higher ed is really at such a point of transformation now, and we learned a lot about really what students are looking for and how faculty has responded. I mean, the good news is there's agreement that the affordability and value equation needs to be addressed. There's just different ideas on how to get there.
And the key theme around the report is value as it relates to three key areas: affordability, services, and career preparedness. Share with us the key findings.
Sure. So students have felt that the value of their education has declined as learning has pivoted online. At the same time, faculty administration don't necessarily share that view because of the time and resources needed to pivot as successfully as they did to deliver the online learning. But really the opportunity here is offering students the flexibility. That was really the win that came out of the pandemic, is the realization that students, who majority of which work part-time or full-time, right, need the ability for flexibility in how they choose to study and learn.
And finally, what's next for higher education?
Well, I feel there is no going back. Higher ed did a very impressive pivot because of the pandemic, and it shows really what is possible, and that now needs to be built on. They really need to be looking at the whole student holistically. What do they need in terms of academic support services, financial assistance, mental health assistance? So I think the most important thing is that they keep talking to their students.
All right, Lisa, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.
Take care.